He's just a rookie in the NFL, but what he's already accomplished is the stuff of folklore. A kid overshadowed and overlooked in high school that rose to become one of the best collegiate running backs in the country. Devastating may have been a word used to describe his ACL injury just as the NFL was on the horizon, but that simply paled in comparison to a cancer diagnosis that same offseason. He overcame both to still realize his NFL dream by the organization many in his hometown rooted for. James Conner's story is still being written, but what's transpired so far is enough to be a bestseller.
You're too little! He's way too little! He's way too little! He's way too little! Give him some of that!
This doesn't sound like a person who doesn't enjoy the game of football.
Come on, bro, you gotta go harder than that, baby. You gotta go harder than that.
But that was true for Erie's James Conner when he first began playing the game.
I like basketball a lot, so my first year of football was just, it was like, it was fun, but I didn't have too much fun with it. I was like fifth grader, so then my mom signed me back up for it, and obviously it worked out well for me. So I don't know why, I just, like basketball, wanted to, see how far I can go in that, but football is where my heart ended up falling in love with.
Conner says that his love for the game developed in middle school, but at that point his talent for the game was another matter. A bit of a late bloomer, Conner was a work in progress before truly excelling on the field.
His 7th grade year, he barely played. His 8th grade year, he wasn't the stud of the team. Just something that shows you what hard work and dedication really does for a kid.
As his 10th grade year was starting, the JV coach was like, listen, this kid's unbelievable. So we started kind of getting a sense of what we were getting as we were coming up. And then I think the moment when we really started to think he was something special is when we moved him to the defensive line and he just was unblockable.
As a junior at Erie McDowell High School is when Conner began to flourish. He came into his own as a defensive end for a team that won 8-3, advancing to the Whitfield playoffs. But as a running back, he was overshadowed by another talent on the team. He ran for 1,680 yards with 21 touchdowns his senior year. But it was too late for many of the big-time schools to take notice.
I think the biggest thing that kept James from getting as many offers as we thought he should have was just the lack of junior rushing attempts, and James kind of had to find a way on the field. It ended up at the end, he ended up at the right place.
I thought I was, a good player. I felt I was under-recruited, but everything worked out with me going to Pitt.
While at Pitt, Conner finished his career as the school's second all-time leading rusher, which included ACC Offensive Player of the Year honors in 2014. And his plight in overcoming Hodgkin's lymphoma made him a household name. All that before one night and one phone call changed his life forever.
In the 2017 NFL Draft.
Hello?
Hey, where are you? You in Erie?
Congratulations, man. We're excited for you.
Yes, sir.
More importantly, man, we're excited about you being a Steeler.
The Pittsburgh Steelers select James Conner, running back Pittsburgh.
Everybody in my hometown is a Steelers fan, and just, kind of being hometown, friends and family can come up and watch the games, and just familiar with the area, and so it's just really a dream come true.
This is the NFL, and I'm watching a kid reach his dream right in front of my eyes, and to watch James go through the emotions of the relief of it happening. It was a very special night.
Our kids were actually asleep at the time, and we went and woke all of them up and said, they picked James, they got James. So it was a very happy, not just ex-coach moment, not just a friend moment, but as a Steelers fan, it was a huge moment for the family.
From middle school to high school to college, and now the NFL, the road for James Conner wasn't always a smooth one, but from Erie to Pittsburgh, he's reached the pinnacle of the sport. And if his track record is any indication, he'll have a positive impact on the Steelers for years to come.
James epitomizes the be a good person first and be a football player second, and I think he's always had this very genuine, caring quality that you don't see in everybody.
Regardless of what he does in the NFL, hopefully it's a nice long career. The influence that he's having on not just kids, but everybody, how many people believe in his story and appreciate what he's done.